Right, okay, let's start. Can you all see the PowerPoint presentation? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, perfect. Right. So like what we did with the cause and the effect, today I'm going to discuss with you shortly the structure of the problem solution essay. There is already a lot of material, a lot of recorded lectures, narrated PowerPoints on e-learning, but I thought that it would also be better if we discuss it together, so that if you have any questions, you can share them with me. First of all, we are going to discuss the structure in general, and then I have a sample written by a student in the previous semesters. So it's not a perfect example, it's a good one. And together we are going to see and discuss what this student did well, what were the weakness points, what were the strength points, so that we can learn from them how to avoid these mistakes. Okay? First of all, the problem solution essay has a very clear structure. It has an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, conclusion. Body paragraph 1 is about solution 1. Body paragraph 2 is about solution 2. Body paragraph 3 is about solution 3. Then, how many problems do you have? Because I received this question a million times. Do we have more than one problem or only one problem?
I have 2 problems.
No, Habiba, we need to have only one problem. Okay, can you share with us your problems? What problems are you talking about?
I'm writing about artificial intelligence, the first one. I'm stating that human beings that takes lots of breaks during their working hours.
Okay.
We are going to replace them with artificial intelligence. And the second problem was that people takes decisions according to their emotions, not according to facts and evidence.
Okay. Type. I think you have one problem, because what you're saying now, Habiba, are very, very detailed problems. So of course, I cannot tell you exactly what the problem you should talk about, but both of these ideas that you told me right now can be under one umbrella, right? Because they are both talking about weakness points that humans have, right?
Right.
And that the solution for them can be AI or robots. So you have one problem, but what I'm worried about is that you have one solution. Right? So try to see the example that we're going to talk about today and think and change accordingly, because as I said right now, you need to have one problem and minimum 3 solutions. Okay? The first 2 solutions can be
Can't I change things in the introduction that I've sent you?
Okay, can we discuss this individually, not to confuse others?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So, as I told some of you before on email, the first 2 solutions can be weak solutions. The third solution supposedly should be a strong one. How? We are going to discuss this later. In general, what is a problem solution essay? In a problem solution essay, you analyze a problem and propose a method for solving it. The problem you choose to analyze should be a problem that offered some challenges, but it's still possible to resolve. Because I noticed that some of you chose problems that are very difficult to find the solution for. We don't want to do this. We need problems that we can solve. Okay? A problem solution essay should have the following characteristics. First of all, a problem that needs to be solved. So everyone needs this problem to be solved. There's a need for solving it. A thesis statement that identifies the problem and points towards the solution, identification of several possible solutions, specific facts, details, examples, and reasons indicating why one solution is the best, and of course, an analytical tone. The main difference between the problem solution essay and the cause and the effect essay is that in the cause and the effect essay, the student is just telling me what are the causes and what are the effects. But in the problem solution essay, your role is much more important, because I am your reader and you are convincing me that one of the solutions is the best. So you are persuading. There is a tone that has persuasion and analysis more than the cause and effect essay. Okay? Before I write a problem solution essay, I have to spend some time thinking with myself. I should very clearly define the problem that needs to be solved. The problem has to be very clear in your mind, or else you will be so confused when you are writing the solutions. So in order to write a problem solution essay, you need to start with a clear vision of the problem itself. Once you have broken your problem down and looked at it from different angles, sit back and look at the big picture. Think about your ultimate goal in solving the problem. Look for as many solutions as you can. While you are brainstorming, you don't have to only find 3. You can find 20. It's okay. But at the end, you will talk about only 3. Even if they solve only part of the problem, they will still be useful. List each solution and evaluate it. It's very important to evaluate it so that when you're writing, you are going to tell me what are the advantages and the disadvantages of every solution. So solution 1 is going to have more disadvantages than advantages. Solution 2 is going to have more disadvantages than advantages, but solution number 3 is going to have more advantages because this is the best solution from your own point of view. So one good technique is to ask questions, create a chart to help you evaluate your various solutions while you are still in the pre-writing phase. Of course, it's very important to write a thesis statement that briefly identifies the problem and the solutions. And we're going to discuss this in details now. You have to collect supporting information because you cannot tell me this solution is weak or this solution is strong without facts, right? Without information from the sources. You have to depend on the sources for this. Look for the facts and the details and reasons to support your solutions to the problem. Okay? Does anyone have any problems with the pre-writing phase, with the thinking, the narrowing down, the zooming in? Any problems, any questions? Type, great. Okay, let's move on now to the writing phase. We're going, as I said in the beginning, to look at a sample of a student's essay. So this is not a perfect essay. It's a good one, but it has some mistakes, okay? Type. Let's look at the introduction. Of course, I don't want to read every single word, not to make you bored, but we're going to read the important parts because I want you to tell me what is each part? How can we identify this? What kind of sentence is this? Type. Let's start with the first one. Plastic is a commodity with high global demand, estimated at around 245 million tons per year. And then citation. What kind of sentence is this? What do we call this sentence? Who can tell me?
It should be a hook sentence.
Excellent, very good. So it should be, this means that you don't like it?
Yes.
Huh, why not? Tell me your opinion, Amal.
Because the hook sentence should to attract the reader, and there is no citation in it.
And there's no what?
There should be no citation on it.
Why not?
I think it's not a good start with.
Okay, do you all agree with Amal or does anyone disagree?
Can't we start it with a quote?
It's not academic. It's not wrong, but it's not preferred because it's not academic. But of course you can if you want. Type. Who thinks that this is a good hook?
Manish, I have another question.
Yes,
can't you tell us some things to add it in the introduction to grab the attention?
I will right now. We're evaluating this one and then I will tell you other options. But I want you to tell me whether you think this is a good one or not. Amal thinks that this is not a good hook and that adding citation in the hook is not something good. So I want to hear the rest of your opinions.
عشان he must add something to grab the reader, and he added an idea or a point or a detail, something. This won't grab the attention of the reader.
Okay, so you feel like with this hook, he didn't grab our attention, right?
Yes.
Type. I disagree with both of you. Why? Because of course, it might be interesting to grab the reader's attention with a certain sentence that has a different style, or as Habiba said, you can use a quotation, but also using a shocking fact, of course, can grab the reader's attention. And there is nothing wrong, Amal, with citing in the hook. For example, if I am writing an essay about smoking, okay, and my first sentence is by telling you that 80% of those who die by cancer are smokers. So isn't this shocking? It's shocking.
أكيد, yes.
Very good. So sometimes in order to grab the reader's attention, I can decide to shock the reader. Of course, it's not the only way, but it's an option and it's not wrong. It's actually very strong. Okay? So in the hook, what do I want to do? I want to grab the reader's attention. So I need a sentence that either has shocking facts or important facts, or it can be something very general, so the reader feels interested to know what I am going to talk about. This sentence is not general, it's specific. So this is a weakness in it. However, it's good because it gives me a shocking number about the demand of the world of plastic. Okay? So whatever you decide to do, the job of your sentence should grab the reader's attention, and it should be general and not specific. Okay? Type. Then we have this demand comes with a great cost to the environment, especially as the waste from the use of plastic is one of the most globally polluting byproducts. This pollution is easy. If you're talking, please just give me a minute. Let me finish the introduction first, and then I will receive questions. So this pollution is easy to recognize and observe, but there's another level to plastic pollution. This level is not visible to the human eye, making it hard to observe. These microplastics, blah, blah, blah. So what is all of this? After the hook and before the thesis. What is this part? What should we call this part? Who can tell me? After the hook and before the thesis.
Background information.
Excellent, very good, excellent job. Background information. Type. Since we are writing a problem solution essay, there is also something very important, because your body paragraphs, each body paragraph is going to discuss one solution. Type. When are you going to explain the problem to me? In the introduction. So it's very, very important to include background information and explanation of problem or identification of problem. So before I start reading your body paragraphs, you must explain to me in the introduction what is the problem exactly. So the student here is giving me background information about plastic, the problem of plastic, and he is also identifying the problem that he is talking about. Okay? Type. Then we have the last sentence. Of course, this should be the thesis statement. Excellent. Type. Let's read his thesis statement together and evaluate it. I want you to tell me if you think it's a good one or not a good one. Type. In order to have a good thesis statement, what should I have? All the main ideas, right? Type. Since here the main ideas are the 3 solutions, then when I read this thesis statement, I must find solution 1, solution 2, and solution 3. Type. Let's look together and see if we can find this. Thus, the ability of microplastics to interact with the lowest form of organisms in marine environments represents a global issue that threatens the basic balance of marine environment, making it essential to apply solutions that allow the oceans to recover over time, apply governmental regulations over the use of plastic, and the individual participation of humans globally to help oceans recover. So I want you to take a minute, read it again, and tell me, what do you think? Is it good? Is it weak? Is it strong? Does it include everything that we needed to include? I want you to tell me. Just want to highlight it for you. Anyone? Okay, Amel, what do you think?
I think I got lost because يعني I didn't يعني I really didn't find what the three solution is directly. I think I had to read that three times
Yes.
to can get what solution is.
I agree with you. Maybe because it's too long. Do you agree with
Yes.
me? So it
Yes,
should...
it's too long.
So the first part of the sentence, he is talking about the solutions or the problem?
A problem.
Very good. So we want the thesis statement to be talking about the solutions mainly. So maybe he should break the sentence like this, and this would be the thesis statement, and of course fix the beginning. So here he is still identifying the problem, but the solutions are solutions that allow the oceans to recover over time. This is solution number 1. Apply governmental regulations over the use of plastic. This is solution number 2. The individual participation of humans globally to help oceans recover. This should be solution number 3. So this should have been the focus of the thesis statement. So if it's too long, your reader will get confused. And if the reader is confused in the thesis, he will be confused in the rest of the essay. So if you are trying to put a grade on this essay now, can we say that he doesn't have a thesis statement? No, he doesn't,
No.
Right?
Yes.
But is it good?
Not good, but he can edit it to be more better.
Yes, but after you submit, you cannot edit. So maybe you should have read it before submitting and making sure that it's clear. So what is the mistake here? The mistake here is that the thesis was too long. He spent most of the sentence talking about the problem and not enough time talking about the solutions. So it should have been shorter and more focused on the solutions themselves. So maybe to break the sentence would be a good idea, and this would be the thesis statement. Okay, so we can say it is essential to apply solutions that allow oceans to recover over time, apply governmental regulations over the use of plastic, and. So right now we have a very clear thesis statement, to the point, and we can find the 3 solutions. So sometimes just by reading our essay, we find mistakes and we can fix them. So from this thesis, what is body paragraph 1 about? It's about recovering over time. What is body paragraph 2 about? Applying governmental regulations. What is body paragraph 3 about? Helping oceans recover. The student must follow this order that is mentioned in his thesis statement. I cannot change the order. So the first solution in your thesis statement is the first solution in your body paragraph, and so on and so forth. Clear? Type. Does anyone have any problems with the introduction? Do you understand? If you have, yes, Sharif.
أنا بسقط.
That's not a question, Sharif. And this lecture is recorded, so everyone will know. Keep this privately with me, please. Type. Again, what should we do in the introduction? We should start with a hook. What does the hook do? We want to attract the reader. How? In any way you like, as long as you keep it formal and academic. So I start from something general, not something specific. Type. After I attracted the reader, I must give the reader background information. I must explain to the reader what is my problem. What is the problem I'm talking about? I cannot start giving you a solution for a problem that I didn't explain. So the introduction in the problem solution essay is extremely important, because this is your only chance to explain the problem to me. If you didn't do this, I will not understand anything from your essay, because you will be giving me solutions to something that I don't understand. Is this idea clear for all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so please make sure that you explain and you identify your problem very, very clearly in the introduction. Okay? Type. Then comes the thesis statement. What should it include? The main ideas. Type. Since this is a problem solution essay, what are the main ideas? They are the solutions. So in order to make it a clear thesis statement, I must add the 3 solutions. Okay? I hope you get it. Type. Let's move to body paragraph number 1. Type. I am going to act now as if I am grading this paragraph with you. Okay? I'm going to show you the steps of reading a paragraph in order to give it a mark. Type. Before I read, I look for some things. The first thing I look for is the topic sentence. Where should I find the topic sentence? Sharif, can you tell me where should we find the topic sentence?
At the beginning?
Very good. The first sentence of the body paragraph. Type. Let's read and see. Solutions to counteract the plastic pollution are in a plethora of scientific research, but most only address the issue and not the problem. So, what is the main idea of the paragraph? Did you get it?
No. Counteracting?
Counteracting, it is the best solution. Type. Let's read the next sentence. Given that the issue of microplastics is directly related to the issue of plastic pollution, solutions to both may vary differently in application, but both require the same basic property. The issue of plastic pollution is an issue that needs to be resolved at the core. This core is the dumping of plastic waste into the ocean. Given the innate flowing property of the ocean and the microplastics, with enough time, will either become abandoned at beaches or become sediment of the ocean floor. This percent is set in the combating, of course he's using a paraphrasing tool, of black tar boats that appears at oceans and beaches worldwide in the 90s. All of this time I am reading and I am trying to find the main idea of the paragraph. Can you find it? I can't. Type.
No.
I'm lost. What am I going to do now? I am going to go to the introduction and see what should the first solution be. It should be allow oceans to recover over time.
Can I ask
Over time.
terminate يا حبيبة. تمام؟ طيب. I cannot find anything about this so far. I am in the middle of the paragraph and I cannot find it. So, does the student have a good topic sentence? Did it introduce the main idea of the paragraph? No.
No.
I am lost. I'm completely lost because there was no clear topic sentence. Yes, ya Habiba, what's your question? Habiba?
Oh, now in the introduction, we state the problem and the two solutions.
3, honey. There are 3. You state the problem in the background information part, and you state the solutions in the thesis statement.
Okay.
Tamam?
Fine, thank you.
Type. So, I am still trying to give a grade. So, ideas-wise, I am lost. There is no clear topic sentence. He didn't mention the solution that he mentioned in the thesis. Type. Something else I want to look at. Can you find citation? Is he using in-text citation? Is he using sources? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah.
No? Who's saying no?
Be in-text citation.
Yes, of course. Erikson, right? Type. How many sources are used in this paragraph? Can you put yourself on mute if you want to say something because there's too much noise? No, there are only 1. It's the same name. There are 2 times, but it's only 1 source, right? Okay. Type. Again, how many times is he using in-text citation? 2 times. But how many sources? Only 1 source. So we have 1 source. This means that this paragraph has no synthesis. What is synthesis? Synthesis is showing the relation between the sources, showing me if these sources agree, disagree, can we compare, can we contrast them, and so on and so forth. So this is a huge weakness point, because if I use only one source in the paragraph, this means that I did not include any synthesis. So this paragraph overall is a very weak paragraph, because first of all, it doesn't have a clear topic sentence. The main idea is not clear. Yes, there is citation, but there is no synthesis. Okay, is it clear? Let's look at the next paragraph and see if it's better or not. Okay.
If I use number of sources and but I didn't mention the relation between them,
then also there is no synthesis.
Okay, but they are all of them are supporting the same idea, but I didn't mention.
This is your job. If I want to read the same information from the different sources, I will go read the sources themselves, right, Mahmoud? But what is your job? Your job is to show your awareness as a researcher, as a scientist, to show your awareness of the relation between these sources. You can do it very simply by the transitional words. Yani, if you just say...
It is not hard. It is not hard for the reader to get.
Yes, but it's not the reader's job. It's your job. Right?
Yes.
So it's very important to do it just by using transitional words. You can also, of course, use analysis and explanation, but the bare minimum is to use transitional words. Okay? Type. Let's look at... Yes.
But I guess I will not use opposing ideas in same paragraph.
It would be very powerful if you do that. Yani if you could do this even once, this will be great. But even if you didn't do this and your paragraphs are in agreement together, just show me that you understand that they are agreement with each other.
Okay, but if I give 3 solutions, how could I disagree with one of them?
We said that the first 2 solutions are weak. They are not good solutions. So maybe you will get information from one source to say that this solution is good, but then information from another source that says the disadvantages of this solution. So the second source will be in disagreement with the first source. We will mention this at the end when we discuss the outline. Okay?
Synthesis is the last thing in the paragraph, right?
No, synthesis is throughout the paragraph. I look at the paragraph and overall, I must find that you are using more than one source and that you are relating these information together. So you can tell me, first of all, some scientists suggest that it's better not to use plastic at all. And then you cite it, for example, John 2018. However, Mark 2019 says that this is not a practical solution. So right now I got 2 ideas from 2 different sources and they disagree with one another.
Okay.
Is it clear?
And they are senses as well.
Yes, this
yes,
is
thank you.
Very good. Of course, as I said, this session is going to be uploaded to YouTube, so you can pause and read the details of the paragraph. I don't want to waste your time just by spending time reading. I know you can do it on your own, so I'm trying to highlight the important parts. So again, I look at this paragraph. The first thing I look for is the topic sentence. Governments are essential in the search of solutions regarding microplastics. It's a short sentence, but it's much, much better. Why? Because it's clearly telling me that government is the second solution that we need to use in order to fight microplastics. It's not a perfect sentence, but at least it's clear. Yani it's giving me the solution and what is it. Again, before I read, I'm going to look at the sources. How many sources is he using? Again, this source by Erickson and then something by the EU. So it's better, but still it's not as many sources as we need. If we look at the concluding sentence, however, it is the responsibility of the government to hold the individual and organization accountable to limit the introduction of plastics into the waterways. I can hear the student's voice, there's analysis, and it's very clear. So this paragraph is much better than the previous one. Of course, it still has weaknesses, but it has a clear topic sentence, a clear concluding sentence with clear writer's voice, and then there is in-text citation, there is explanation for the solution, the advantages of the solution, and the disadvantages of the solution. Okay, right. Let's look at the third body paragraph. Perhaps the most powerful resource to combat plastic and microplastic pollution in the ocean is human effort. Type. Is it a clear one? Yes, it's clear. Is it showing me what is the third solution? Yes, it is. The sentence itself needs to be well written, more than that, but at least it's clear and it's telling me the ideas clearly. How many sources? 1 and 2. So there should be part of synthesis. Yani it's not no synthesis, it might be weak, but it's better. But there is a huge mistake with this paragraph, which is that it's much shorter than the previous paragraphs. If we look at body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3 is very, very short. And this should be the one where you tell me the good solution. So it should be long and it should include lots of details in order to convince me that this is a good solution. So this is a huge weakness. So we have a topic sentence, analysis, support, evidence. We have concluding sentence, but we don't have enough details because the paragraph itself is very short. Okay, type. What about his conclusion? The conclusion should start with restating the thesis statement. The issue of microplastic and plastics is not a one fixed issue that can be hurriedly put into an effect. Is this a restatement of the thesis statement? Of course not. It's too short. Then this conclusion did not start well. It started on the wrong foot. Then he should be providing me with a summary of the main ideas, as we are going to say in 1 minute when we check the outline together. These 3 solutions combined will be able to enact positive change on the marine environment. So another mistake that he did is that he is not telling me which solution is the best. So as we said in the beginning, I wanted to show you an essay written by a student, and this is supposedly a very good essay, to show you that even if you follow the structure, you can still make lots of mistakes, and I wanted you to learn from these mistakes. Type. Of course, he has a reference list, but its format is incorrect. Why? Because he is not using the same format of the BUE style sheet. Okay? Type. Let's look at what should the essay look like, and I'm going to send you this as a Word document today, inshallah, after our session. Type. Your problem solution essay must look like this. Introduction, hook to grasp the reader's attention. It should be very general. Background information should define and introduce the main issue or the main problem. Thesis statement introduces the 3 solutions in 1 sentence. Type. Body paragraphs. How many body paragraphs? 3 body paragraphs. Each body paragraph starts with a topic sentence, introduces the first, second, and third solution, details, advantages and disadvantages of each solution from at least 2 to 3 sources with in-text citation. Commentary, I want to hear your voice as a writer by analyzing the information paraphrased from the article, and a concluding sentence. So each paragraph is like a sandwich. It starts by a topic sentence and ends with a concluding sentence. Then we have conclusion, restate the thesis statement, paraphrase the thesis statement to remind the reader of the 3 solutions, summary of the main ideas, recommend the best of the 3 solutions, and a call for action. If you are telling me, for example, that the best solution is for people to do something, then call the people to do this. If it's the government, talk to the government and tell them. So in the conclusion, you are allowed to call certain people to act in order to solve the problem. So you must put this outline in front of you all the time. Okay? Type. I'm unfortunately going to have to hang up now because again, Zoom has 40 minutes ended. I will send you a new link. If you have questions, I will receive your questions right now. I will send you another link to join the call on email right now. Okay?